We are live in Denver, Colorado, the hometown for the Nuggets for an Eastern versus Western Conference matchup right here. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Pistons coming to town hoping to notch this one here in this one-game road trip. Things have really gone south on them. Over the course of the last 7 games, they've gone 1-6.
Yeah, and Kevin, things are starting to get a little bit out of control for them. This losing streak is starting to become an embarrassment, and it's only going to get worse if things don't change.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Tobias Harris is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, that's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
You know, if you ask any great player what separates good from great in terms of the NBA is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy is very happy to have him at the helm of that point guard position.
And the first one drops. And when you think about Reggie Jackson's demeanor, you can see the confidence he plays with goes right at the taller players. Loves to be challenged by the big-name players, too.
And it shows most in the fourth quarter. Reggie is the kind of player who wants the ball with the game on the line. He might not always come through, but he isn't one to back down from a challenge.
And so he hits both. Brent, as we move towards the middle of the season, teams can start to get mentally fatigued during the grind. How do players keep their focus during that stretch?
Well, this is a great time for coaches to introduce a few interesting concepts, maybe put in some new plays or defensively challenge his teams during games where maybe they have a 15 or 20-point lead, and you can ask your team to switch up some of their coverages. That'll re-engage the mind of a player really quickly throughout the course of a season.
And here is Harris. Following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Moutier, no good on the shot. Good D by Drummond. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
Just not a disciplined performance defensively in that game, guys. A lot of silly fouls hurt them throughout.
Yeah, a performance that gives the coach the gray hair syndrome. So many of those fouls weren't the hard, aggressive variety. Unnecessary and brainless plays really hurt them in that one.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Mike Malone gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He really thinks his team needs this win after losing the first 2 games of the season series to this team. He wants them to stop the dribble drives and other penetrations to the hoop. He said, we've seen how tough these guys are finishing around the rim. Challenge for us is to force contested shots. Kevin, we'll see how that works out.
Okay, David, thanks. And here is Harris. Wilson Chandler getting his 3 to go. Harris missing again.
I have no idea why he went with the fadeaway there. The defense was nowhere near him, and he should have just kept it simple.
Kicks it to Harris. Baseline J on the way, and Denver again with the bucket. 44 seconds left to play in the first. Jackson kicks to Harris. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Caldwell-Pope with it, picked up by Harris. Caldwell-Pope passes to Harris. Gallinari with the rebound.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
That's really one of his specialties, altering shots in close.
Moutier with the basket.
That's a great look inside for Moutier. Nice body control, and like to see him with those kind of looks.
And here's Jackson. 17 points in his last outing. From deep three-point range, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And that does it for the first quarter. Denver on top, leading by 7. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've been watching, guys, with the Nuggets, what are you seeing out there?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
Well, they've carved out a nice little advantage here, really by dictating the pace early on.
Pistons trail by 7. Well, it's been talked about to death the way the altitude in Denver can wear out the visiting team. With that said, Brent, for the first time in a while, the Nuggets haven't been playing at a very high pace.
I don't think that's the cup of tea for this current coaching staff, the way they've assembled things. And you wonder if not playing at a high pace doesn't make the most of a built-in home court advantage at altitude. But really, it's about your personnel. They have some plodding bigs and some young guards that need to develop. Why speed that up?
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Aaron Baines out there with John Lewis. Then there's Harris. And it's Smith. And it's Hilliard in at the 2. Harris dishes to Smith. And there's the pass to Harris. Got a piece of it. Jokic with the steal. Here's Barton. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Smith outside. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. He's got a clear path. Here's Murray. Detroit with the rebound. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
They really did seem to lack the kind of intensity you need to play an effective team defense. The number of open looks they gave up was pretty shocking.
Here's Barton following the bucket by the Pistons. Jokic kicks to Barton. Shot clock at 6. And another miss by Denver. Pistons trailed by 3. Smith the pass to Hilliard. Back to Smith. 58 seconds left in the first half. Left block shot on the way. Harris misses. The Nuggets have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Barton outside to stop the drought. Fareed, no good.
I think the defense was surprised that he did not knock that down. Clear defensive breakdown there, guys. Should have made him pay.
Here's Smith. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Smith's got his first basket of the night.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Nelson kicks to Fareed. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
It just has to be frustrating to guard a guy like Fareed. He is so good at getting the D to be too aggressive with him on looks like that.
This is his first free throw of the game. First one falls for him. And a different look here for the Pistons. Second free throw, no good.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
That's got to be the game plan here. Make this the last possession of the quarter.
Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Jackson for the 3. He can't hit that time. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Nuggets lead by 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here was Stan Van Gundy. Coach, you trailed early on, but what changed to get your guys into a rhythm?
You know, we just kept fighting. I don't know what changed. We just started playing. Our guys will keep playing. I know that.
Thanks for your time, Stan. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review our game tonight at Pepsi Center. Has been a close one. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
I think they let the game come to them, but they haven't got to the foul line enough, Ernie. That's an area where they're getting beat. I'd like to see them press to action a little bit more.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Without a question, Wilson Chandler displaying his skills today.
And what he gives his team, guys, is an edge. He just lights up an arena when he gets it going. And in that first half, young fella had it going.
Yeah, and I think the D had a hand in that. They let him get that confidence going very hard to ice him down once he gets this warm.
When you played, you were known for your passing a point forward. Much of the time, it seems that ball movement has really become paramount for the best offenses in the NBA. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree, and I love the fact that you would classify me as a forward.
You could play
forward,
any position.
Guard, wing.
You could play
wing.
four positions.
It's a positionless game nowadays,
and
Kevin.
you were
I don't know if you've read articles.
And you were positionless in so many ways.
Sometimes the coach positioned me on the bench.
Unjustly. Moutier and Harris are their lengthy guard set. Jokic is out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Gallinari in at the small forward position. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. And Detroit has possession. Trailing by 2, and it's Drummond missing.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Moutier dishes to Gallinari. Harris against Chandler. Back to Gallinari. Shot clock at 5. Harris outside. Back to Morris. Pistons passing it around. Caldwell Pope against Harris. For the tie. Detroit, no good that time either.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Chandler. He has 7. From 18 feet away. Will not go. This is off the front iron. For Detroit, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. You talk to anybody around the league about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and they'll talk about his defense. Just an absolute monster, Greg, how he can lock up a perimeter player.
And it's a rarity for a player so young to be so good defensively. He's got quick feet and is aggressive at pressuring the ball. Only 6'5", but has the wingspan of a condor and really makes it hard to get around.
Here's Jackson. Gary Harris making his last shot. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Hits the jump hook. Drummond's got his second bucket.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
Denver in the lead. Now Moutier. He has 5. 47 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Hits it from three-point range. 10 points for Wilson Chandler.
That's exactly what you want Moutier doing. Seeing the open man and firing that pass over to him for the clean look.
Drummond a screen. Now the feed to Caldwell Pope. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. The Nuggets leading by 3. Moutier passes to Chandler. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Moutier dishes to Chandler. Second chance shot. That one a little long. Now here's Caldwell Pope. He's got 5. Back to Jackson. For the tie. And that's not going to go. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Denver on top, up by 3. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Stops and run. Stops and run. Sense of urgency, man. Come on. We got to get this win.
Trying to stoke the fire under his team, Mike Malone asking his guys to seize the moment.
And this is the time when the leaders on the court need to step up, take control, and make things happen.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. On the court for the Pistons, John Lure's out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Smith in at the 1 spot. Now here's Drummond. Connects on the foul line jumper. Drummond's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. Chandler, the basket good off the assist from Moutier.
Gotta love how Moutier runs the offense out there with dishes like that.
Here's Smith. Caldwell Pope outside. Drummond with a screen on Gallinari. Here's Caldwell Pope off the left rim and out.
Well, he really T-Rexed that one, guys, short-arming it. He should have taken more time to make sure he was comfortable shooting.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
That's how you draw it up. Each guy doing his part. Beautiful fast break.
Here's Morris after the basket by Will Barton. To the paint. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Andre Drummond.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
But we're talking about a player who's going to take advantage of everything that he gives him, especially at this critical stage of the game.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
And sometimes it's about your teammates moving to give you those opportunities. He's found holes in the defense.
Now, here is Morris. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Passes to Drummond. The 11-footer. It's deflected. To the wing right side. Moutier kicks to Chandler. A shot off that time. And Detroit the other way now. To the middle. Here's Lure. Sinks it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide open man for the uncontested shot.
Chandler down low. Lure's there. Chandler, no good.
Well, the defense knew exactly how to play his man there. An outstanding effort.
In the corner, it's Morris. Pass to Lure. Smith dishes to Lure. Chandler with the rebound. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Moutier with the ball. Pass to Chandler. doubled by Smith. Ring shot on the way. He can't hit that time. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They trail by 3. 1 second left in the fourth quarter.
Here to send it to overtime.
Got to get a 3. That's the only thing that's going to do it.
And so it's Denver who comes out on top here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You got to love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's going to happen. How is this thing going to play out?
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our George Wilson Chandler.
With 2 straight losses under their belt, they needed someone, Ernie. Somebody had to step up in the game, and he was the man to do it. He gave them exactly the lift they needed.
It's amazing to me the load he shouldered offensively. I have to give it up to him. The energy he played with and the stamina. We're talking about a guy who scored over half his team's points tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.